Magandang Biyernes po sa inyo, aking mga kausapan. Please like, share, subscribe, and press the ting-ting bell button para ma-notify kayo sa aking susunod na vlog. Ito ang iyong abang lingkod, Usapang Batas with Attorney I. The city of Borongan is located along the middle coastal part of the province of Eastern Samar. The city center itself is situated along the northern banks of the Loom River and is set back a little distance away from the shorelines of Borongan Bay. The province itself comprises a part of the Eastern Visayas region, Region 8 of the Republic of the Philippines. The city is bounded on the north by the municipality of San Julian, in the south by the municipality of Maydolong, in the west by the Samar municipalities of Hinabangan, Calbiga, Pinakbakdaw, and Bazay, and the east by the Pacific Ocean. The city territory includes the islands of Ando, Munbon, and Divinobo Island in Borongan. Mga kausapan, andito tayo ngayon sa Divinobo Island. Attorney I, ilang barangay ba ang syudad ng Borongan? Ang sagot mga kausapan ay ang syudad ng Borongan ay mayroong 61 barangays. Meron pang isang tanong, Attorney I, ano naman ang salita ng mga taga-Borongan? Mga kausapan, ang salita ng mga taga-Borongan ay waray-waray. Yan ang tawag doon sa aming salita. Karamihan ay nakakaintindi ng Cebuano. Ang mga Boronganon ay literado sa English at saka sa Filipino. Boronganons are predominantly Roman Catholic, but it also has other small Christian as well as other minority religious sect. Ano naman ang pangunahing hanapbuhay ng mga Boronganon, Attorney I? Ang sagot ay pagkukopra o sa salitang waray, paglulukad. Yan ang pangunahing hanapbuhay ng mga Boronganon, mga kausapan. It has lively commercial activity throughout the year, not only catering to the needs of the local city populace, but serving as well as the central business hub of the inter-province of Eastern Samar. Many families rely on coastal and deep-sea fishing, as well as lowland and upland farming as means of livelihood. Others have spouses, children, parents, or other relatives working in Manila or in other places within the Philippines or abroad, either as professionals, contract workers, or domestic helpers who regularly remit part of their earnings to their families back home. However, the single biggest employer of its local populace is the government or the province of Eastern Samar and the cities and municipalities. Ang Borongan City ay may wet market, makikita sa gilid ng Loom River, sakop ng Barangay H. Tarusan o dating Puray noong unang panahon na di pa bukas ang Pilimbawan Street Extension. Ito ang daan papuntang Palengke. Tawag na mga ware-ware dito ay merkado, sa Tagalog ay palengke. Dito sa merkado ay mabibili mo ang mga pangailangan tulad foodstuffs, bigas, corn grains, bulad, dried, preskong isda na sagana dito dahil nasa Pacific Ocean ang Borongan, o mga isdang galing sa kabilang bayan ng Catbalogan City o Giwan. Mayroon ding karne, manok, mga gulay, kamote, condiments and spices, root crops, native cakes, and the like. The place also sells locally made and beautifully native basketware Madaling makita ang merkado dahil naroon ang mga terminal ng tricycle na papuntang south o north ng Borongan, tulad din ng mga jeep at bus na biyaheng karatigbayan ng Borongan. Noong 2005, ang Nooy Municipality of Borongan ay nakita ang pagbukas ng pinakamalaki at nag-iisang mall sa buong Eastern Samar, ang Uptown Mall, matagpuan sa Barangay Sumpo, Borongan. Now, Borongan City boasts several large establishments that opened throughout the years. This includes several department stores and another mall that opened in 2017. Most of these establishments are located within the city proper, such as Grand Mart, Novo Shirts and Jeans, and the recently opened 578 Emporium. The second mall that opened in the city is the G&F Mall, which houses a Pure Gold franchise. Meanwhile, Save More Borongan, which is also located in Wilson Uptown Mall, is just across Pure Gold. A Jollibee franchise also opened in 2016, located in the city proper. Special mention nga pala ang natural water na galing sa creek na nasa kalikuan, ang Golden Creek, na pwede kang maligo dahil natural ang tubig na galing sa spring. Nagbukas man ang Jollibee, pero di nagpatalo ang sarap ng manok ng Chiquinitos na may bago pa silang restaurant, ang Kenneth's. Subukan nyo pag kayo ay napasyal sa bayan ng Borongan. Marami ring mga hardware stores that also operate, catering to the needs of the city's construction industry. The city has numerous restaurants and eateries offering local cuisine randomly located throughout the city limits, while night spots can be found mostly along the length of Baybay Boulevard of the eastern edge of the city, immediately abutting the shoreline of Borongan Bay. Kung gusto mo naman ng masarap na barbecue, kayo pumunta sa Boulevard. Huwag nyo ring kalimutan na bumili ng langbay para iparis sa iyong masarap na barbecue. Major and new oil companies have their own oil refueling stations within the city limits, selling engine lubricants, kerosene, as well as regular, unleaded, and premium gasoline and diesel fuels. Borongan City's pristine and undisturbed forest contain spectacular streams, river, rapids, waterfalls, and caves sought after by nature lovers, trekkers, spelunkers, locals, and foreign visitors alike. With its vast virginal landscape, most of its scenic spots can be reached by those who have the time and energy. There is said to be a famed hidden cave in one of the offshore islands of Borongan Bay, containing the long-boned remains and antique artifacts of apparently ancient people whose true story have been obscured by the mist of time, and only its defeats of which have survived to this day in tales and legends among the local folk who continue to zealously preserve or will guard and protect them from the curious and from the occasional vandal, looter, believing that allowing such remains and artifacts to be disturbed or taken away will bring bad luck or misfortune to the nearby inhabitants. Tuwing September 8 ay ang annual fiesta celebration in honor of the patroness of Borongan, the Blessed Virgin Mary. Ang selebrasyon ay halos isang buwan dahil ang bawat barangay ay binibigyan ng pagkakataong makilahok sa barangay night, where barangays would have barangay-wide party through programs held in the respective barangay plazas. At the same time, schools would also have their annual reunions and the respective school night. The series of celebrations is anticipation of the actual feast day. Attorney I, anong festival ang mayroon dito sa syudad ng Borongan? Ang sagot ay Padolong Festival. Ang festival ay isinasalarawan ang legend ng mysterious Lady in White na ayon sa kwento ay laging bumibisita sa Hamorawan Spring behind the Hamorawan Park. Regularly, according to the legend, The Lady in White has been blessing the spring waters with miraculous healing powers. Pagsapit ng September 7, ay magkakaroon ng misa sa madaling araw sa chapel sa barangay Punta Maria o Point Mary. At yan ang umpisa ng Paduluong Festival. Mula sa chapel sa Point Mary, a small figure of the Blessed Virgin will be transferred to Rawisport through a fluvial procession where boat owners can join along with the official boat carrier of the small image across Rawis Bay. The figure would then be paraded through the town going to Borongan Cathedral. At the Borongan City Plaza, different schools would reenact the town's old legend on how the figure was brought to the Philippines. This is done as a contest where several schools from different municipalities and schools within the city would compete among themselves through their performance. The festival commemorates the day the town received the figure of the patroness, the Blessed Virgin Mary, all the way from Portugal. Attorney I, meron pa bang festival o ibang festival ang Borongan City? Meron. The city of Borongan took the initiative to hold a lechon festival to coincide with the city fiesta after the verbal endorsement of Chris Aquino during a visit to the city. After having tasted the city's own version of the lechon, the festival coincides with the fiesta celebration, where participants would showcase their own styles of cooking the famous Filipino dish. The festival is celebrated by parading participants' dishes dressed in elaborate costumes or floats, and thereafter will be shared in the main competition held in City Plaza. The festival is concluded by a competition among the local lechon butchers to showcase their own recipes. The dishes they paraded, and whoever will win will be awarded by monetary prizes and recognition. When the festival was first held, Chris Aquino was said to have been one of the principal sponsors. Napakaswerte ng Borongan dahil parte siya ng surfing capital of Eastern Samar. Ang Borongan ay mapalad dahil marami itong surfing spots. Karamihan ng mga surfing spots ay tahimik at walang tao, kaya matatawag itong surfers paradise. The city's waves are their best during the amihan season, which runs from November to April. Among the numerous surf sites in the city, the following are considered to be the top pick for surfers and tourists. Baybay Boulevard, Borongan Bay, known as the birthplace of the surfing in the Visayas. This is the nearest surf spot from Borongan town proper. The surf spot has a sandy bottom, right-hand river mouth, beach break, perfect for both beginners and advanced surfers. Pirates Cove Beach and Surf Resorts, 5 minutes drive from Borongan town proper, brings you to this 2-hectare private reef, marine sanctuary and water sports recreation area. This is an exposed reef break facing the Pacific Ocean, filled with rocks and corals. Sulangan Beach, left and right hand steady beach break that is ideal for beginners, a good place to learn how to surf. Lalawigan Beach still is part of Borongan. This barangay is rarely visited. Only advanced surfers frequent the area due to its rough waves and strong current. Gintagikan Beach, a beautiful 2-kilometer beach, white sand. It has a left and right hand beach break with inconsistent surf. During the summer season, it tends to be flat, also ideal for beginners. Dahil coastal town ang Borongan, ang daming beaches ang ating makikita dito. The most notable of which can be found in Divinubo Island and in Andu Island, both of which boast a white sand beaches, vibrant color formations alive with teeming marine life in sparkling clear blue waters. Incidentally, ideal also for diving and snorkeling. Kabong Gray Sand Beach is a favorite destination of the locals, with excursionists, bathers, and picnic goers spilling over from one end of the beach to the other, especially during special occasions, weekends, and holidays. This strip of white sand in Gintagikan or Ponta Maria is also a good bet, although it takes some effort to get there as it is very few kilometers away from the town proper and accessible only through a feed road, the final stretch of which can be reached on foot only because of the narrow width and footpath. Ang Hamorawan Park ay nasa puso mismo ng syudad, malapit sa simbahan at plaza. Ito ay madaling mahanap dahil sa ito'y malapit sa higanting acacia tree. It contains the stylized rendition of a concrete giant clam shell, the upper half of which being held up by two mermaids, while at its base are two crocodiles with their mouths agape. These giant clam shells serve as the then town's cultural stage, where social presentation were held while the fenced ground fronting it served as the venue for social gatherings. This was the brainchild of then Mayor Pablo Buaya Rosales. On its left side, but still within the park grounds, is the City Tourism Building. From underneath this giant clamshell bubbles and flows the Hamorawan Natural Spring, the only one place in the entire province of Eastern Samar which has a natural occurring freshwater spring, flowing from the very center of the city itself towards the Loom River, a short distance downstream. The waters of this spring has been said to be miraculous, the site itself having allegedly been the place where appearances of a lady in white have reportedly been seen. Unfortunately, access to this natural water source has of late been impeded and virtually blocked, its previous access road having been long fenced off, leaving the spring almost unnoticeable already to busy passerby. Nakita ko ang payak na Borongan nung ako bata pa. Saan man magpunta ay halos lahat ng tao ay yung kakilala. Walang kuryente noong unang panahon, pero masaya. Pagsapit ng gabi ay kanya-kanyang grupo ang nagkukumpulan sa kalsada, lalo na kung may buwan. Malaki ang nawala mula nung maging syudad ng Borongan. May nawala man ay marami ang nadagdag. Marahil yan ang resulta ng pangunlad. Bago man ang Borongan, akin pa rin itong babalik-balikan. Ang surusing kulay, manugbanog, plus pitiw lapta, ang pagligo sa bito, lubang usurok. Ito ang mga alaala ng aking kabataan. Ang bayan ng Borongan na ngayon ay sanang syudad. Shout out kay Attorney Vic Gutay at kay Val ng Baluarte ko, Ale Lordin Samar. Maraming salamat. Salamat sa inyong pagsubaybay. Ito ang inyong bang lingkod, Attorney I, sa Usapang Batas with Attorney I. Till next Friday!